Start recording lagi. Performance aja guys. Performance cepet frame aman, kpps aman. Cek Facebook lagi untuk memastikan. Cek suara, cek masuk. Oh, sudah masuk. Oke, lanjut lagi guys. Sorry. Ada yang patah-patah guys. Lur asem gak deloi, ternyata pedot video nih asem tenan. Pelajaran berharga, jangan live dengan mengupload video YouTube sekaligus jika internetmu tidak cepat.
Oh, it's to give them a better tomorrow. They see only that we've made their lives harder today.
Ya wis lah. Lumayan nih tadi ya 30 menitan nih pas cutscene.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free to choose our own path. I honestly don't think it mattered to him if that choice was right or wrong. Only that it was our own.
Ini mikrofon, beli background.
I miss him.
A world where we can live and die as equals. That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Ride's over, lovebirds. Home sweet home.
Lovebird. Dibangun nih. Hai gue. Tadi ada banyu nih. Sweet home. 5 tahun kemudian. Besar duit tato nih.
Otto was asking after you. Let's go and see him.
Never a dull moment.
New break in the city.
Welcome back, Sid.
Oh siap. Wah, gede banget. Halo, cewekku.
Sid!
Staying on this time?
Jajan dulu lah.
Does that one have blood on it?
Well, don't just stand there gawping. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
Tidak ada.
Is that all?
Blacksmith. Ciurep. Kira mati.
What's that for you, dear?
Living ball, flame dongo, lightning shock, meteorite. Oke.
No scratches, all right? Anything else?
Bedang jadi hebat. Oke. 2 log memori.
to the toll. I hear a new ship.
Dalam. Ganti pedang. Agak resisten. Revolutionary Army. Dragon.
All operations are
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures, right?
No one's any news while we...
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone...
I'll be in the map, bro. Weh, siapa itu?
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Vivian.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of
Siapa
surviving
menaiki?
cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind.
Okay.
The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside.
Hmm?
Do you not fear for your home?
Mau.
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even. Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Perang, perang, dan perang. Untuk bagus menapel speed. Piye caranya?
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
I got stuff up there.
Ready? Our resident scholar devoured. Would that I could do the same. But that said,
Please,
I fear it may have...
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind.
You've always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the...
Hush now.
Mesti nggak smuggle.
The twins seem well,
Aye, the lost titan and the wound.
which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Bubuk.
Not back a blink, and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stolus.
Still us.
All right. I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the Tavern Crown for me.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Bubuk berdua.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
News there.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now? Now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
That's not burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima.
Bayang no.
If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Joshua, Northern Territories.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Joshua.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
What would make Martha?
Ah, boo-boo.
The rest.
Hujan lagi.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to that. Now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers. Meek, naturally. Old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto.
Find the closest speaker.
Finish with that laugh. Welcome back, Sid.
Save. 40 Spotman.
Damn blighted.
Is
A sight like that. Esther.
Of course.
What? Yeah.
Sound.
easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth. Can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Clear.
Well,
find is what.
Picture match. Apa iku isu-isu? Ada. Hujan-hujan gerimis.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
fucking Imperials.
Oh, rusak semua.
Let's get you to a physical. Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
If those Orsons touch an arrow on Martha's head, I'll kill them all myself.
Enough of you are there.
Get him! It's over! All your fault!
Look, up ahead. Arthur, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The Abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Apa-apa.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far. Even for the
Get him!
Oh, ini gereja ya.
Are we too late?
Mati kabeh.
There might still be someone inside.
Jawa dipateni pendetane. Dapat.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Bunuh. Mateni. Maksudnya kepiye?
Is that all of them?
Is that all of them? No.
I think so. I didn't see the
Mati.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him.
They died protecting.
Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cuttings will continue. Rosaria will never be safe unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg Sing's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Where are you?
In here. We found.
Ya memang. Iku kan ben nggo bunga ese ben mencair, kok lagi dicetheke meneh.
Lah iku kan mana kok kadine uga ese kok blenyek kabeh dipencet ae sak berarti.
Iku kan memang ngono, nek freezer dhuwur rak bakal metu bunga es, nek freezer tengah satu pintu ku ada bunga esnya. Bunga esnya itu kudu dicairno, nek ra engko dadi cilik freezermu, soalnya iku kandel. Kok dadi nyilik. Iku nek freezer sing gedhi digebyur malah ana pembuangane ning isor dadi dibuka, digebyur karo banyu. Ya kan anu 2 pintu, ora 1 pintu. Nek 2 pintu ora ana bunga es. Nek 2 pintu ora ana bunga es.
The survivor.
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... They didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Arthur said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Kencangnya. Apa itu? Oh, ini barang. Every now and then, Clive may other creator later faster and more precious speed mods.
You think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Lumayan XP nih. Wah, duitnya lumayan 6.000.
You didn't see that coming. That must be the bridge.
Speed bridge. Mau ya abune mau ya.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
Oops. What of the Imperials?
The pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Hujannya awet, guys.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed,
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
how? You couldn't have known.
I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumours started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bears. I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these black shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish. No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
We're not to move.
Oi! You handy me call shoot now.
Sure.
You aren't right.
Chuck.
You save whitened up as we go.
White Heart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a... Speaking of brave birds, looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
Okay.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Hello? And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
This, or best.
Right then. Safe now. White Heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? Let's go. It couldn't be.
Anu ide jebul. Hah? Ambrosia. Ijek urip.
It is you.
This you.
You survived.
Ambrosia.
You found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, well, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully they did. Not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mound. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. A bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
no, sorry, I didn't...
Ambrosia.
what is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you, and it seems our pals agree.
Is that it?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. Oh,
Tok manuk.
doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed.
Few scraps of leather's the very least I... Oh, I'll be slow. Where the... You seem awful, that's it.
Must have been. You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
Cukup. Hitting long bab bisa.
Where's Gav?
Bentar guys, nih non liatin bocor-bocor dulu.
Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Counter is no open. Apa itu isinya? Berapa?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Think it's all right to touch him?
now, Martel. See, oh, smart. I you. Oh, sure. You.
Iya, misinya apa ini?
Did you come through the forge? Day. It smells like a still. Would explain blacksmith's fire.
I hear there's trouble in Rosera. That broom's as ragged as...
Mark.
Others weren't so lucky, though.
Ceritanya ngewahi apel kan? Ya enggak aja.
Oh, that's black. Red clock. What you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards. What's the matter? It's just right, people.
when I... They like...
Wah, naik. Wah, XP nih mantap. Level dong. Ini habis ya. Yes.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day.
I knew that I would
return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We'll face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Bloodlines. Oh, tembusannya dengan nota.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Oke, tamam ning kono wae. Tamam di sana aja.
Mockery of justice is what
Nggak mau kalau pedes saus.
Lord Elwyn would
Nggak usah
never have
pakai
stood
saus.
for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
No. Hah?
Jill, look.
Hijau sih. Hah? Ayo ijo sih rawit
Rosaria
ijo sih.
must be cleansed of the stain which
Rawit iki lombok ijo ya.
that she might
Mana
rise
mambu
once again
setan. Wis
from the
angger putihan
ashes
wae aku ra
to
seneng nggo saus.
welcome a new dawn.
Lah, ya, barang.
It would be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows chick like the miller.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. At least I think they was the Black Shields.
Was this the first time they visited?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they, if only we were.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find them. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial souls.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift.
Makan dulu. Baik ya.
As long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another Eastpool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apostrophe, one of these echoes.
What do you think is breaking them? The mother crystals collapse.
I have an idea. You're not going to like it. Mother's men.
Soldi. Sini ketemu siapa?
This one. Get him.
Hari. Kini ki ono balet. Gunane ngene Pak. Cep. Oh ditutup ya jembatannya tunggake kuwi. Nanti. Oh ini jalannya. Oh ini loh. Oh jembatan.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
Hey.
You were told to stay in your homes.
Iya, iya. Apa, Ci? Lihat apa? Lihat apa, Ci? Lihat apa? Lihat apa? Apa sih?
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge...
Sayo suwen.
Say that again. I'll show you a true sort of Rosaria.
Get him!
tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Ini kan beda.
Find something, boy.
Find something, boy.
Death.
Tumpuk atae.
Found her.
Matane digantung ta.
This was my mother's doing.
My mother's doing. Under
But why?
crystal.
Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Ada yang inuk-inuk sisa desa. Kurang ajar. Ceritanya dark sekali, film fantasi.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Apa? Pipis lagi? Ayo. Pipis lagi.
This one.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They tell us there's a curfew, then refuse us passage back to our homes.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
Si anak dulu guys.
Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Over here!
That's the main gate. But it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
That's the main key. What is the Obelix? Thief.
Let us pass! The children are starving! Have mercy! Voice friends dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough for everything!
Fuck off!
Find the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. And the entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
What happened then?
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
Enemy fist. Ini rong ewa.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
So Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Yeah.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
Tell us then. Nothing sent this wild house small in the
So Wade. The bet.
Very good.
As you come.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant putting an end to the...
And so...
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Pak Mano.
I got me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastard.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Wih, Black Shield.
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell...
Apa? Yung kongko. Nakara daftar WA toh.
Us. That a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields. Die along with your flame!
Wah, sabar sekali Anda.
Forest area!
Forest area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Over here! Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their
Apa?
battles for them.
Lho mati. Kabelnya pedot paling. Solasinan iku. Tarik-tarik kok. setrum. Yes.
Over here!
Yes. Mana tak? Wah iki.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
We need to finish him.
XP-nya mantap.
I don't see any more.
Don't see any more.
Nor do I.
Plan book.
The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is a field's rot. We battle, yet be that.
For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Quest complete.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord... where he would be of no use, and so it is what...
Then I will have...
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Zoe. If there is ever anything you...
I know.
Cứ nơi giờ lọ. What is it?
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Right to guess, my uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Healing them. Langsung healing.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone,
and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would... Believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Why then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Di depan bawa bapao ning ngarep mau njaluk bapao sego ning ngarep.
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything.
Anything at all.
Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Kiri. Enak. Hero Beam monster.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I went from but you.
Some
facts. The up is what up.
How did we never hear
There are new
about these
billets
guys?
being posted every day.
And if it not something like I'm.
But if
all right now, wait.
monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
All good, mate.
Oh, talk, please.
All the way to...
Karen, anyway. There, you go.
All right. I always thought of
Black, so if he... He's too glad. Karen, Black.
and it's didn't through.
You don't...
It did appear.
Thank you, Karen. So, it's...
Ollie, well,
Good,
Cara segini dulu, sampai ketemu nanti.